Hello everyone, this is me, Merkid, and I have a special guest today.
Well, I wouldn't be sure I'm so special, but yeah, thank you for having me here. I'm Zapa, and I'm the programmer and co-designer for Mutant Gangland, a turn-based strategy game for Linux, Windows, Mac, and Android.
Okay, so he joined me today, and I'm going to play around.
Twinnings.
Let's see who am I going to choose.
Trigon.
Where's
Signal. Thunderbite.
Chip?
Twinning. Driver.
Chip,
Amy.
I lost
Plasmo.
you.
Trigon. Signal.
He should be on the
Thunderbite.
third row, upper part of the commanders. Actually, the first robot commander.
Kill Chip.
Oh, found him, and then I will go with Mortal. Okay, so let's start. This is the interface. What we have here is a factory that generates mutants or robots, and we have here these buildings that generate money.
Yeah. So the more buildings you own, the more houses, the more income, or actually money you get at the start of your turn.
Okay, first I'm going to generate some track bots. These are scouts that help you conquer buildings that generate money and factories.
Yeah, so their only goal at the moment in the first alpha is to pretty much take control of enemy buildings or neutral buildings. And they are the weakest of the units currently.
Okay, I'm going to generate some super kill bots here and end the turn. Let's advance a bit with these scouts, then with the kill bots. So how did this game started?
Well, I started the game as an entry for the 7-day RTS challenge a few months ago. Actually, I think it was last year. And I was severely disappointed in the way the game worked. The jam game ended up, so I decided to remake it to turn it into a proper turn-based strategy game. And a few months down the line, I contacted Thomas Knoppers, who's the co-designer and graphic artist for the game. He decided to aid me, and yeah, here we are. 1 alpha and 6 updates later.
Okay, so I'm going to kill these robots and the ginormous ones, but will die. Let's generate some Mecha Attacker. These are the most powerful of the mutants or robots, right?
Yeah, so the way things work right now, we have 2 types of units. You got the scouts and the battle units. Battle units are only used to inflict damage upon the opponents, and they can do melee attacks or range attacks depending on which unit you use. For a fact, the mutants have more ranged units than the robots. And the top tier units for both factions are either the tanks for the mutants or the mechs for the robots. Really powerful, a bit expensive, pretty much at this stage can be used to dominate the battlefield if you can afford them.
No, my scout died. Let's get revenge and kill these guys. Go after their scouts, and I'll generate Panzer track bots. These are a little more powerful than the normal track bots, right?
More or less, they have a bit more health, and I think that's about it. You're playing update 6, right?
Yes, Alpha 1, U6.
Yeah, so things have changed right now since we're preparing the game for the next alpha release, in which we'll introduce commanders as playable units. And we did a few changes to the way the stats work and the unit stats. So I'm not sure, but I think in Alpha 6 Panzer Scout wasn't able to do range damage, if I'm correct.
So one thing you might have missed at GDC is Mutant Gangland that Thomas Knoppers brought with him on a tablet.
Yes, so if you saw a Dutch guy waving a tablet around and yelling, "Our robots overlord are going to take over the world," I think you just met Thomas Knoppers, again, co-designer, showing off the game.
So one advantage to recording this is that me and Zapa live in the same country, Romania.
Yeah, we're both Romanians. And I wouldn't actually say an advantage in recording since we're on the internet. Yeah. I
Yeah,
think low
but
latency.
the time, for example, if you are
Yes.
from America, it would be
Yes.
harder.
Yes, like in development, actually, I'm at a point at which I truly hate the different time zones, and now this is especially since Thomas was at GDC, and we only get to chat for about 3 or 5 minutes because he usually wakes up when I'm about to hit the sack. It's much more easier when he's back in Europe. So yeah,
I'm getting my ass kicked right now.
well, you're playing against Skillchip, right?
I'm Killchip and I'm playing against Mortal.
Oh, okay, well then, shame on you. Since, come on, Killchip is a extremely overpowered unit. If you ever have the chance and the desire to play a game on a big battle map, and you play with Killchip against another Killchip, it's pretty much going to be an insta-give match, since they have really low defense values and extremely high damage, and you end up wiping out any unit in just one hit, and the same applies for your own units.
Yeah, and I'm also pretty bad at this because I have friends that their favorite genre is just strategy, but I was a kid that grew up with platformers and a Game Boy Advance.
Well, actually, strategy games and better yet said, turn-based strategy games were really predominant on the Game Boy Advance. Like, one of the biggest inspirations for the games is the War series by Nintendo, and it was pretty much an exclusive for at least the Advance Wars part of the series, exclusive for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, but I didn't play strategy games because my best friend, that is also my neighbor, played big games, Total War or something, and I found them as a 6-year-old child really hard to understand, so I didn't play strategy games. Still, I found Mutant Gangland and I really enjoy it.
Thank you for the compliment, and I understand you. I have a little niece that I enjoy having her over, and for some reason she's 9 year old, and or better yet, 9 years young. And for some reason, I decided to introduce her to Sightmare Civilization 5. So I'm pretty sure she's going to grow up and hate strategy games, at least until I release Mutant Gangland version 2. But oh well.
Okay, I'm going to end this video because I do not want to make this long and to let you experience the game. Thank you, Zapa, for being here. This
Thank
was it. Bye.